This guy's name is Jerry Williams. He was sentenced just for stealing a slice of pizza. He got 25 years to life in prison. This sounds like a joke, but it really happened in the United States. It's a case from California. This guy became one of the most controversial figures of California's tough-on-crime, three-strikes law at the time. Today, let's talk about how he ended up with a life sentence. In the early 1990s, especially in California, violent crime and gang activity surged dramatically. People were extremely panicked, especially after a little girl named Polly was kidnapped and murdered by a repeat offender. It caused a huge public outcry. People started demanding the government take tough action to crack down on these crimes. So in 1994, California introduced the three strikes law. What does that mean? It means that as long as an offender has committed 2 felonies, if they commit a third crime, as long as it's any felony, even if it's not a violent crime, it can trigger a mandatory sentence of 25 years to life in prison. This guy, Jerry Williams, ran right into this law. In 1995, one day, he was hanging out at a small shopping center in South Los Angeles and saw his sister eating pizza with some kids. He walked up to them, and from their plate, he just grabbed a slice of pizza and left. This action really surprised the kids at the time and also startled the adults nearby. When the police arrived, they immediately arrested Jerry. Normally, stealing food like this is just a misdemeanor. Maybe you just get fined or spend a few days in jail and that would be it. But under California law at the time, this theft was a felony. That's because the law back then stated that if you had previously committed a felony theft, any subsequent theft could be prosecuted as a felony, even if it was just a few dollars worth of pizza. So since Jerry had previously been convicted of robbery and burglary, which counted as 2 felonies in court, so under the three strikes law, the court had no room for discretion and could only sentence him to 25 years to life in prison according to the law. Once the media reported on it, it caused an uproar across the United States. A slice of pizza ended up equating to a life sentence. People began to question whether this law was too rigid. Even more surprising, this kind of sentencing wasn't rare. There were also people who got caught trying to steal a videotape or pretending to return goods at a store, and they too ended up being sentenced to decades in prison. Because they also had prior felony convictions, the controversy kept escalating, and in 2012, California finally carried out reforms. Public passed referendum, amending the three strikes law so that the third offense had to be a serious or violent crime in order to warrant a sentence of 25 years to life. Previously, inmates who had been harshly sentenced for minor offenses could also apply for sentence reductions or retrials. William also had his sentence reduced and was released early. So this was the so-called three strikes law from California tough on crime. I'm not sure what you think about this law. Should it be harsher or analyzed case by case depending on the circumstances?